Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Nothing Like a Good Book, one of the best shows on YouTube or anywhere you'll find, so I'm told, in reference to interviewing authors, no matter what they do, fiction, nonfiction, ebooks, small, big, large, Gone with the Wind size, whatever, novels, doesn't matter. I enjoy interviewing authors, and cost effectively, I give you that chance to be able to have your book discovered. And, we're promoting your book. That's what it's all about. You don't do that, well, no one's going to know about you, right? And hopefully it'll sell your book. Get them out of that garage, wherever they're stored in the second room. Get the misses off your back, or the cheese and kisses, as we say, in Aussie land down under. And, let's hope we can sell some for you. So go to the site. What can you do for me, Mark? Well, you can read. You're a writer. Go to nothinglikeagoodbook.com. All right? nothinglikeagoodbook.com. There you can read heaps and heaps of reviews, real, genuine reviews from authors. All right. That might change your mind a little bit. Then add to that, there's all sorts where you get promoted with your book as well. And there's the Wheel of Growth. And the Wheel of Growth covers an enormous amount of different things, depending on your budget, what you want to do. Not everybody wants a movie. Not everybody wants a screenplay, right? That's fine. That doesn't matter. Maybe you just want the thing to have an interview. Maybe you just want to have a little video made of it all, whatever. It's all there. And take your pick. You'll be pleasantly surprised at the money compared to some out there, from what I'm hearing. Maybe I'm too cheap. Who knows? No, you're not. You're just fair and honest. Don is my friend and a lovely author. I love the stuff he does. He's got to be one of the best children's writers and authors of bedtime stories and fantasy books, God knows what. And it's a pleasure to have him back. And his name is Don Campbell. And, I just love his work. Don't I, Don? I think you've been busy with some new stories as well, and illustrations and some exciting collaborations. It's been a lot of fun. It's good to be with you again. I always appreciate having you on the show. How have you been?
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate seeing you again. I've been great. Everything's been just busy. We've had some fun here, collaborating on stories, illustrations. I've been busy with a film. So life is treating me well. I appreciate that.
Good. Well, obviously this was all happening on the East Coast, right? Because you were recently visiting there again.
I was just back on the East Coast, on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. My sister lives back there, so we went back to get rejuvenated and get some rest and enjoy the beach, the ocean. And
lovely. Absolutely. Sounds, mate, it sounds divine. And what does it do for you being here, in a beautiful place like that? How's it all?
It regenerates me. It clears my mind so I can think about new projects, new stories, old stories that I want to revamp, going back into the 70s and 80s with my daughters. Just gives me a new spark in life.
You need that. Everybody needs their batteries charged. I mean, I can really relate to that. I used to, spend most of my life, 99% of it, living by water or by the ocean. Where you could walk along the edge and take in the energy waves and God knows what. But I've been in the desert the last, nearly 14 years. Yeah. So the water I get's when we have a monsoon, and that's been a bit slack this year too. Anyway, you've been doing more film work lately. How does that, influence? How does it influence your storytelling, do you think?
Well, movies are expressive. They're intense. It's emotional. It's timing. It's presence. Whereas writing is more of quiet internal reflection. But they come together to create a complete narrative, which I find helps me. And I've learned a lot by just shooting a film recently on how things work and how hard it is, how much time is put into just a 14 or 20 second clip. How many hours is actually put into that little clip. So I just learned a lot. The clip, that little clapboard that people that you see from time to time on a show.
The little clapper that's for editing later. So you know where the hell you were when you took the shots.
Yeah. I found out what that meant. Which I thought that was to say quiet on the set, start the movie. But it actually starts the sound system.
Right.
So I didn't know that. So I've learned a lot.
Well, film teaches you timing, doesn't it? Emotion and presence, as you say. The elements slip into your writing that you talked about, especially all the pacing and the character expression. But no, you're right about it takes time. You don't just shoot. You've got all the pre stuff before you do
Right.
a film because we're involved here in Arizona, and I live in a place that the Duke used to live.
Oh, yeah.
It was we were the backyard of Hollywood
Right.
in Tucson,
Yeah, old
Arizona.
Tucson. Yeah.
We still got sets up and all the rest of it, but unfortunately, at the moment, a lot of people are going to Utah and New Mexico because of the investor budgets that they're getting on tax benefits and everything. But I was speaking with, the fellow that leads the Arizona film and whole scene basically out of Phoenix, and he was sharing with me there's some good news happening in that area because we've got a lot of excellent talent here in Tucson, writers, directors, producers. That's whom I work with. I do a bit of acting myself and I do writing, but that's why I can offer it as from nothing like a good book. You go to Hollywood and try and make a movie, even an indie, you're going to need at least $1 million. You're going to need a lot of stuff. And that's why people say to me, well, what can you do a movie for in a screenplay? A lot less than that, I can assure you. Otherwise, we could never do it because the authors I meet don't have that sort of money. Anyway, let's have a look at what you have put together on this particular film that you've just made and what it represents. Because the angle here, for those watching, the angle is you may be an author. Maybe you want to do children's books like Don. Maybe you don't want to do children's books. Maybe you want to do something else. Doesn't matter. But how can a film help you? How can doing video also help you? So let's have a look at that. I'm going to put this on and I'm going to take you and me away, okay? I love this thing. This is lovely.
Outside these pages, the world moves quietly, not rushing, not demanding attention. Light travels slowly across the land, and life unfolds in small, unnoticed moments. Sometimes all it takes is a pause, to breathe, to observe, to listen. This is where reflection begins, in the stillness where memories wait to speak. This collection is not arranged by rules or chapters. It unfolds the way life does, through moments remembered, places once stood in, and emotions once held quietly. Each poem belongs to a time, a feeling, a lived experience. Together they form a journey shaped not by perfection, but by presence and reflection. Some poems speak of love found in ordinary places, a child's laughter, a shared walk, a familiar presence beside us. In family, in companionship, in shared moments that pass too quickly. They remind us that love does not always announce itself. Often, it lives in the everyday, in laughter, in quiet support, and in bonds that remain even when time moves forward. Nature speaks often in these poems. The desert remembers every step. The ocean carries stories in its rhythm. The night sky waits, unchanged and patient. Here, imagination does not escape reality. It deepens it, turning the world into a mirror that reflects what we carry within. These poems also remember a nation, not as an idea, but as a lived experience. They reflect pride and responsibility, sacrifice and belief. Through words shaped by history and personal witness, they honor the ideals that bind people together. They ask us to remember not only the beauty of freedom, but the cost carried by those who defend it. Some poems exist only to remember. They honor those who answered the call of service, those who stood firm in moments of fear. These are not poems of spectacle or noise. They are poems of respect, quiet acknowledgments of sacrifice, courage, and the lives forever changed by loss. These words were written across years and continents, during work, service, travel, and reflection. Each poem marks a moment the author chose not to let disappear. Together, they form a record of lived experience, preserved not to impress, but to remember and to offer meaning through shared humanity. If you have ever paused long enough to listen, to remember where you've been, to feel what remains, and to reflect on what matters most, these pages are for you. These are not loud stories. They are quiet whispers waiting to be heard.
Lovely stuff. And my question for you is, writing for books different, do you think, than for, performing for film?
Oh, difference is night and day. And the film that I'm actually doing, if you've seen Doom, I'm like a Freeman out in the desert. That's why before I had such long hair and a long beard. That's why it's all gone now, because my part of the filming's over with, and we've been filming out in the desert.
I get it. That film we just showed in reference to your YouTube story videos, it's really taken off. What's the creative process like?
Oh, well, I start out with my story and a general idea, and then share that with Brandon, who is my digital media professional back in Lexington, Kentucky. And then he and I sit down and work out the illustrations to our work. And we share that with Sophie, who's our publisher. Right. And there's some time involved with it. And I will say that Brandon and Sophie are both paid consultants for me.
Right, they've got to be, at this day and age, mate. It's the same for me. I pay editors and I pay publishers, and people wonder why I charge to do what I do. It's pretty fair. You know what I mean? I don't charge 20 grand or 15 or 8 that some people are selling me for, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
A lot less than that, as you're aware. But by the time I pay everybody, there's not a lot left either. You can talk very well doing it for love, but if you go and broke doing it, then get out of podcasting. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's difficult to get national sponsors till you're way up there like a bloody Rogan or an NPR with the numbers. So you can't win either way. You know what I mean? But if you enjoy doing it, then do it. It's also a hidden message there for somebody. But no, fantastic. And some videos, I mean, you've tried solo too, haven't you?
I have. And if you go to my YouTube, you can see where I've animated some characters out and stuff. And there's just a huge difference when you look at what I do and what I look at what Brandon does. Yeah. And his artwork, as you just saw, that's in volume 1 of the series of books. Volume 5's coming out soon. That's going to be similar to that.
Right.
And that's actually
to get them all organized, you know, volume 1, volume 2, probably put them together as a nice series would be.
That would be a movie at that point for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's something to consider. Thank you.
How are the families responding to it?
You know, Mark, the families, they're beautiful. I have calls from my own family, from others that come up and talk to me. People call me, say they love watching the videos. Their kids love watching them over and over again. So the response has just been phenomenal, and I'm totally appreciative to all of that. That keeps me going. That gives me energy. And
of course it does. Feedback. Yeah. We're human, mate. We're not fully there yet, you know, yes. AI-wise.
Oh, for sure.
What was I going to say? What was I going to ask you? There was something I was going to ask you. Beautiful. Yeah, you get the messages. Storytelling for you. You've been doing it for years. It comes naturally to you. You've been doing it all your life, really, haven't you? Putting.
I have, going back to even teenager, yeah.
Yeah. So what I want to do is I'm showing all these shots here. Let's talk about these as books. And because everything you talk about too, there may be somebody watching who wants to do what you're doing, you know. So any tips you can give them or any advice, by all means do so, Don, you know. Well, these three here, what do these lovely 3 dolls here represent?
Those are my ladies right there.
You're a glutton, aren't you? All of these are yours?
Yes, with a little heart, that's Zoe. The lady in the middle, that's Brandy.
And that's Zoe. Beautiful. Right.
And then the lady with the red hair, that's Catherine. We call her Cat.
Cat, right.
But that's my girls. That's who I wrote about growing up in the 80s and 90s with them. Right. Saturday morning.
And the little one, who's that with the heart shown?
That's Zoe with the heart.
That's Zoe, of course. Well, we're going to see Zoe. Where are we going to see Zoe? Right here on this one. Boom.
And that's Zoe? That's Zoe as well. And she's in the 31-acre forest.
Right. But
We're right.
she doesn't have red hair in that case, though, right?
Well, now Catherine has red hair.
Catherine is the, see, I get confused.
That's okay. That's all right.
Old,
It's
That's
hard because they're all beautiful girls.
What does this one represent? I love this show.
We on our farm in central Kentucky, or in this case, eastern Kentucky, years before we owned the farm, which we didn't know, a lady and her baby died in a really bad winter storm. Her husband was gone. And every once in a while, especially in October, early November, you can hear cries coming across the valley. And my brother and my cousin and I call him my brother, Paul, we always thought that it was a bobcat or a panther or something out there. So we got curious one night and went searching for it. And we saw someone walk into the barn. When we went back to the barn, we have two barns, one over the hill and then one just behind the house.
Right.
We went to the barn and no one was there. So we started paying attention. And every once in a while, you'd see this mist appeared to go into the barn.
Oh, lovely. Some spirit is coming back there, mate.
It is. So once we did the background behind what had happened, we learned that this lady had passed away with her child. And we believe, it might be the wind talking to us, but we believe that her spirit had never left. So we did some amazing things at the time. And it's in the book called Greenbrier on the Ridge. Okay. So
that's that particular one.
Yeah.
I did want to mention here, excuse me, before I go off this with the girls, your team and everything, you're very proud about the fact that, you all work as a team. My question is why, and some of them are paid, some aren't, some volunteer, some are family, some aren't. For anybody that's watching who's in a position who works alone like I do, but, you can get people to help you and work with you. I have associates in India and Pakistan and Ireland, all over the place, and of course America. But the reality is, how do you work together as a team when you're apart, from an author's point of view?
Well, when it started back in the 70s and then the 80s and then, of course, early 90s. I wrote the stories for bedtime for my girls. And we would sit down at night recently in the last 6 years, certainly over COVID was a great opportunity. And we would sit around and we would all take a character out of one of the stories and we would present that. Well, with that idea, then I would take it to Brandon. And Brandon's known me from University of Kentucky. He's known me for years and years. Brandon and I would sit down and we would discuss the story. He would read it and he'd say, well, how about this direction or this character or that character? And we would put it together, and sometimes we agreed and sometimes we'd have to go back and do it maybe 3 or 4 times. Right. But it was just working closely together, doing what you and I are doing right now, not always agreeing, but always working through and trying to give the best product out there we possibly could.
Well, you do, and your books sell well, and you've got beautiful stuff. Now, this one was about the story. I've noticed that, back east, there's a lot of ghost stories and a lot of spirits still hanging around, and it seems to be, there's a plethora of them, but you talk about Lexington, Kentucky. I've personally never been there, but I just love what I've seen on movies, documentaries, the beautiful horse rails and the farms and the stud farms and the green grass and the God knows what else. In fact, I'm writing my trilogy at the moment based on a beautiful, a breeding ranch in Kentucky, of all places. And I'm really doing that out of my imagination and out of what, appeals to me over the years that I've seen and my own story. So hopefully I'll finish that relatively soon, at least book 1, get that done.
I look forward to
I love your opinion back on it because
absolutely.
You've done a lot of writing. Families are responding well. That's good. Now, number 3 is this baby. I love this shot. Okay. By the way, who does your visuals for you?
Brandon does some of them. Sophie and her team with U.S. Books Publishing does a lot. So we go back and forth with that. Amy Choir, we call her Q. She's a tool and die person or graphic design person. She actually does. If you ever go to Las Vegas and you step on an elevator and they got a picture of a steak dinner at their local restaurant there, she does that. She puts those silk screens or whatever they're called. She puts those on the elevators. And she does them for the stadiums. She does Coke and Pepsi and all that.
There you go. Good on you. Beautiful. Artwork is very important.
Yeah,
very important.
She and Brandy grew up together. So when Amy has a chance, she comes over and works with me. And
see, collaboration is important. I mean, children's stories, characters thrive, don't they? Multiple hearts, minds, all contributing. I think it probably makes the work richer. I think you feel that, don't you?
Oh, I do. Absolutely. Yeah. There's no way I could accomplish what I have without them behind me. I can write the stories. I think I'm a pretty decent storyteller.
Right.
But to bring it to life, to put it in illustrations and make it make sense to fit, that's just not my cup of tea. I'm trying. I'm learning a little something every day, but I'll never get to where it's going to be my cup of tea.
Well, you know what they say, my friend. The day you stop learning is the day you might as well leave the planet. You know what I mean?
I believe that.
I love this one. This one is beautiful. Look at this. She's gorgeous with the horse. It's the story behind this one.
That's Cat. Yeah, we're actually on our farm right there, and that horse is named Star. The full name of the horse is Crystal Star.
Crystal Star.
That's Catherine, and that was her horse growing up. And they just where one was at, the other one was at most of the time. And a couple of times, Catherine would go off to school, 3rd, 4th grade, and Star would get out and walk down to school and then walk home with her at the end of the day. And that's about a 7-mile walk.
Oh,
yeah. So that's not something you want to do. But that's the stories that first got us started. And I think Brandon done that illustration for us.
Right.
So
very nice. You did some nice work, Brandon. Not a problem. See, there are people. I do this sort of stuff too for people, whatever they want. You know, I'm starting to open up for authors. Authors need help. That's why I started this site, as you're aware. You know, Nothing Like a Good Book is a site, but the show is geared at trying to help authors. You know, there's people out there charging millions of dollars to promote authors. You know, big names and all the rest of it. Well, I don't, because I'm nobody. But at the end of the day, I really only get what I can pay for. And it helps authors because they need to be seen and they need to be heard, as you know. You can sit there and write all day, you know, unless you promote it and market it afterwards, who the heck's going to know about it?
No.
Who's going to see it? You know? So as with this will go on YouTube. It goes on about 30 audio platforms alone. Then it goes on video platforms. It goes on YouTube, goes on LinkedIn. That's only part of it all. You know, but that's what you've got to do this day and age anyway. And this final one here, this is gorgeous.
That is Brandy. In this book, I'm going to call her Mia. Brandy has a real high security job, so we keep most of her out of everything. So we call her Mia in the books.
Mia,
But this is her, and she's going through a cave and finds a magic crystal that's going to help save a village. So it's really a pretty story.
Yes, isn't it? That's what a lovely idea. The magic crystal. Hey, I'll tell you what. Now, DonCampbellBooks.com is where people should go. That's easy. DonCampbellBooks.com. And that directs you right through to Amazon, because on Amazon, as everybody knows, it's all laid out. It's all there. And you've got it in all forms, haven't you?
I do.
You know, hardback, softback, what's it called? Softcover, hardcover, and everything else. You know.
Ebooks, hard copy.
Okay. Now, hang on a minute. I'm going to come back to you. Sometimes I get a bit lost doing all of this. There we go. So that's the website. Now, what else do I want to talk about? Bedtime stories, story collections. You've got new stuff coming out soon, which will feature down the track. They look great from what I've seen of the earlies. You want to give us a snippet a little bit about what's coming?
Sure. First, we have bedtime stories coming out, and that should be out next year, early next year. In the fall of next year, we have Halloween stories, a collection of Halloween stories. I think there's 11 altogether. But
stone the crows. Listen, is that the Shadow Front collection?
No. That's why I was going to get to that last. The Shadow Front collection are 4 stories that I actually started in Greece when I lived in Greece. There are 4 stories. They're intrigue, suspense, drama. They're designed for kids 14 and above.
Okay, so these are more serious.
Yeah, a little more serious. No bad language or anything like that, but people do get hurt in it because it's kind of an espionage.
You don't need bad language in it anyway.
No, and I don't do that. That's not my cup of tea. Again,
no excuse. You don't even need it on films if they do that.
And you see that all the time. We don't even watch TV anymore. We watch movies if we watch anything, or sit and read a book for that reason. Yeah.
And a few surprises that you're going to be bringing out as well. So next year looks fantastic. In the meantime, you can get everything that we've shown today on Amazon and direct or go to your site. But your site's got other good, interesting stuff on it. It's got a background on you. It's also got different stuff to read about. So I would recommend the site to Don Campbell. Any final closing thoughts for the viewers and listeners? Don, anything you'd like to share, perhaps?
Yeah, Mark, one thing I would like to say is that both with my family and friends during the COVID lockdown, some of our kids got way behind in their school.
Oops. Sorry, say again. Yeah, behind in your school. I was trying to get this one up. Going.
Okay. With our school system, a lot of the kids got way behind. And in order to try to bridge that gap and make learning fun, which it should be, we've added into the back of a lot of our bedtime story collections things like educational things like the alphabet, counting 1 through 10.
Oh, okay.
Colors, stuff like that. So
now this is for what age groups we talking now?
I would say from 4 up. I'd say probably from 4 to 8. It's anyone starting out like pre-kindergarten, kindergarten that should have been in school but didn't have a chance to go to school. Mom and dad's working, and they just didn't get their early elementary education. This is just to try to help bridge that a little bit.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I see that now in the family.
You've just sparked one in my head, I'll tell you now. This is based on the ABCs and on counting, mathematics, counting 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Now, imagine from a creative point of view, an English point of view, because I was useless at science and math and, algebra.
Oh, yeah.
But I taught the class in English, lit, and expression wasn't bad, but geography, history, Latin, French, I did really well in. But you lost me on that. That would have been good for me. But how about you put in your books also maybe an idea where a child is supposed to maybe, what did they get out of that chapter? What were you trying to, and write it for me, give me an idea of what the chapter was about.
Okay, that's something to look at. And one thing I do inside of that is I tell the kid to work with their parents and to take their fingers and draw out the letters like A, B, C.
Ah, there you go.
Right. As a visual learner myself, I have to repetition things.
Yeah, me too.
And if you read one of my books and you like it and you read it 7 or 8 times, and at the end of it, you do the ABCs, then eventually, just through repetition, that's going to come a little naturally to you. So if you have a 4-year-old at home that enjoys that, then that's going to give them a step up, I believe, in education. And that's what these whole things are all about.
There you go. Great minds think alike. Good on you, Don. That's nicely done. Now, on all your books are on, all of the series are on Amazon Kindle, paperback, hardback. And now also, folks, his books can be found at Barnes & Noble, bluelulu.com, and others. So if you go to his address, though, what we recommend, which is this one. Did I put that in? Draft to digital? Is that there?
A draft to digital?
You can see all of them. Oh, I get it. I'm sorry. The draft to digital, I didn't put that up. Draft, the numeral 2, digital.com. You can see all of these books. But they're all in ebooks. Okay, they're all online ebooks. If you go to that particular address, drafttodigital.com. That's right. We were talking about that, where I can make some authors with that as well. and just search under Enchanted Characters and Imagination by Don Campbell. All right, that's all you've got to do there. This stuff here, though, on the screen now, this is where you can write to Don, email him, blast the hell out of him, do what you want to do. He's a nice fellow.
There you go.
I don't know why you would, but if you'd like to talk to him about writing, anything you could get help with maybe, okay, he'd do that for you. He's a lovely fella. He would do that for you. There's all, look, here's his phone numbers. There's his personal email. How many give you that? You know, and there's so much scams online these days. You don't know whether you're Arthur or Martha, do you? Believe me, I get 400 emails a day because I'm writing a show called scamalert.tv. 972 scams a day in America. Do you know that, Don?
I'm not surprised. I did not know that.
Unbelievable. Welcome to the land of, greed. I used to love a TV show with Stacey Keach. He did a great voiceover on this. It was called American Greed. Did you ever get to see that?
American Greed, yes.
Yeah, great series. Great series. It's either filthy rich or you're absolutely bum broke. One way or the other. It seems to run on money, this place. I'm disappointed in it in some ways. Well, go home then. I wish I could. But here's the deal. Enchanted Characters and Imagination follow us. YouTube, you can see it. Enchanted, 623-234-4146 is the office number. All right. DonCampbellBooks.com. Well, mate, taking that off and taking us back to that, look at that. You know what? I'm going to create an AI worker that's going to do everything automatically for me. I mean, in the switching.
I wish I knew more.
Much as StreamYard's good. It started out as a streaming platform, not as a creative platform. And consequently bought by big money in England. So they went downhill. Lots of things changed. Your power output. But they haven't created how it's easy to produce. Same old, same old. Money.
Let me tell you a quick story.
Yeah.
Amy came over and was working with me. Brandy's back in Harrodsburg, Pennsylvania, working right now. Right. So Amy had some time and she stopped by and was hanging out. And she was going to try to teach me AI. So at the end of about 20 minutes, I go, oh, it's like Google or Bing. And she just started laughing. She shut it off. She goes, when you need something, you just call us and one of us will show up and help you when we can. And
right.
So my AI is pretty well closed door. Because all my stories was written with pencil on yellow paper or white paper.
The good old-fashioned way, like everybody, all of us wrote early days, before. I didn't get onto the computer till late, neither did you. Then we got all of this jazz, and when I'm at retirement age, now I got to learn about AI, which I'm doing very well in. I really understand it a hell of a lot more now. And I like it. I believe in it. It is the future. Whether you like it or not, it's here. So you might as well accept it, welcome it, but use it how you need to use it carefully and honestly. Yeah. And when it comes to, look, it's a real help. I mean, I'm doing a little course in a couple of weeks' time in August with a lady called Tatiana, and very cost effective. One of the few things online that's cost effective, because all these gurus charge through the nose. That's how they make their money. Yeah. And the reality is instead of just buying products, because with AI, you understand, it's really about agents. Being able to tell, we'll call him Jim. Hey, Jim, go do this for me. I want that done. I want the newsletter done. I want this done. I want that done. And you go and have a cup of coffee or play some golf. How wonderful is that? I mean, I spend 14 hours a day behind the computer 7 days a week, and I get screamed at every day by the cheese and kisses because I don't do anything else. Because that's why it's taking me all that time, though, between writing and this and interviews. Whereas once I can get the AI going, it's going to act like I've got a virtual assistant in the room. And that's what's important. Having someone to be able to work with and get things done and take the load off you. That's all I'm getting at. So that's why I'm learning it. I'm not asking for a coffee made for me with a robot. I couldn't afford one anyway. But the day will come, my friend. Makes a lifetime for us. Eh?
I understand that, Mark. And I tell you what, we love and appreciate all that you do. You and I have been friends for a long time, and I just love talking to you. Let me share one last bit of knowledge with you on my end.
By all means.
It's what I tell my girls. They're trying to teach me how to use all this computer stuff and this and that. Right. I tell them, you know what? I've gone back to the 70s, and I'm not coming out.
Yeah, I mean, man, life goes on.
I need to, but I tell you, it's difficult.
Unbelievable. But this stuff today, Don, in all honesty, I mean, I whacked another webinar this morning. I watch one a day. trying to keep up with the stuff that's pumped out. They're very clever. The Indians are the best at this, the IT stuff and what they're making in AI stuff. And the new product comes out every day, you know, around about 300, 267, 200, 297, that sort of money.
Right.
They're not the 49 crap of ClickBook anymore. You know, it's serious stuff, dashboards and all this, and it can do anything, but you've still got to prompt, you've still got to teach, you've still got to be able to make sure those agents go out and do the right thing versus you learning how to actually build your own agents, right? And it sounds hell, doesn't it? It sounds horror, you know, coding and all this jazz. That's not the case. A lot of people have got the wrong about AI. That's not the case. You don't need all that.
Yeah.
But if you can have that help, and when it comes to writing, listen, I've written my book with only a bit of support from Claude, which is one of the AI things, right? Very good, that I needed certain corrections. I wrote the thing, but I got some help. Nothing wrong in that. But there's stuff coming out now, mate. You push a button and it writes the books for you.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It does everything, creates it. Like all the hard work you've put in over the years and what you do.
Oh, yeah.
That's original. It'll always be there. And it's from the heart that you write.
It is. It's from the heart, and it's to my girls. And,
exactly.
they wanted
press
it.
a button and everything's done with characters and storylines. And
Right.
so what do you do? What do you say? Well, that's not fair, Mark. That shouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
Okay. But we're not going to change. We're not going to change it. You know why?
That's the world. Yeah, that's the world we live in. Yeah.
Because Amazon makes money. That's why.
Right.
Sure. Again, see? It's all about making money.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. And they're not going to stop it, because the more you make, the more that's out there amongst the million. And people say, well, what's the use of being an author? I'm never going to be read or heard or seen. I'm up against a million other books. How am I going to get found? What's the difference? I'm working my ass off writing all night because it's from the heart. You're pressing a button and you're selling more than me. How? Well, I teach that too from my Nothing Like a Good Book.
And you know what? I used that line not long ago on a plane flying back from the Outer Banks. But, you know, a couple of things in the back of a lot of our stories and poems.
Right.
For my daughters, I wrote down where I was at, what I was doing, sometimes who I was with, so that they would know, they could track my history through travel and time and friendship and stuff like that. So, but you're right. I mean, you know, AI is here to stay, and we can either get on board.
Embrace it. That's where it's at, mate. You know, but it's ironic too. You know, the other day one went, what's it called? Not rabid, wild, or rogue. Rogue's the word I'm looking for.
Oh, rogue, yeah.
Attacked another one. Oh man, we're in for some interesting times coming, I tell you. But what does worry me is the water factor. You know, places like Arizona, yes, we've had some rain in the last few days, you know, but nothing like we used to get for our monsoons. I can remember, you know, 12, 10, even 11, even 8 years ago, you could predict at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on the dot, you would get it down. But we'd sit out in the back balcony and, you know, have a smoke. In those days, I smoked. I don't anymore. Which God, I never did. But that was 20, 30 years ago when I quit. But,
sure.
You know, you could time it to the minute. Now, you know, you never know when the heck it's coming. And it could be midnight. It could be 2 in the morning. It could be 8. Usually it's in the evening, and we're not getting as much. So, but with all the water that is needed in reference to the data, you know, for AI and all of the IT coming and so on, you get a place like us that rely on, you know, it's a contentious issue in Arizona.
Right.
And that is getting the water to places like Phoenix and Tucson, which comes from the Colorado. Then you got farming and you got all this agriculture. Now on top of that, you're going to have all this stuff. So unless we're drawing it from the sea, which is very costly to be able to do the salinization stuff, we need new inventions to be able to handle all of this and do what we've got to do. But what it can do for medicine and what it can do for other people, once they understand how to use it, it's a marvelous, absolutely marvelous at that time, as long as it doesn't go the other way. But we'll be gone and past this lifetime, Don, by the time it's doing everything it's supposed. But the robots are nearly there, you know that?
Oh,
the feeding and walking robots, go get me a cup of tea, please. I want some Vegemite and some nice toast, not too thick, please, Herbert. Thank you.
You're right. You know, I need to adopt more of your personality on that.
Yeah, I mean, imagine, you know, blonde with blue eyes, gorgeous figure. That's going to
Could you imagine what our grandparents would think if they saw this world today, and what we would think if we were alive 100 years from now?
Well, there you go. There you go. It's history in the making. We're nothing. We're young. We're 250 lousy years.
That's
These
right.
aliens that are landing, they're billions back.
Oh,
So
yeah.
who's got the nerve to say we're it? That's another issue. I'd love a show on that. I would love.
We got a big universe out there. I agree. Big universe.
Oh yeah, big universe. And to think that the good Lord only ever just gave Earth.
Yeah.
Why make all the other planets? Why make all the other constellations and everything else? No,
And it's out there for us to learn to explore and appreciate.
big time. But well, here you go again. See, Musk is the first. I'm still convinced the guy's an alien or a hybrid covered or whatever. But look what he's doing in our time period because he's got money. Money makes money, right? Puts it back in again. Boom, boom, boom. He's just doing things that we should have been doing years ago, but no one had the kahunas to do it, or perhaps the money, the amount of money that it takes to do it. But he's right. If we don't go to Mars, if we don't go to other planets, and something happens to the Earth, and when you got nutcases like Putin in God knows what, and other people around the world that couldn't care less if they pressed the button, what have we got to go to? So
we'll be like the dinosaurs.
Musk is going to take all of his wives, all of his children,
and head off. Go to the moon.
But he better take your books. So I'd write to him for God's sake. You never know.
Least,
he might,
at least some of them. Yeah.
He's not silly. Where he sees a quid, he'll go for it. He goes for the throat. I admire him because of that. He's a great entrepreneur.
Yeah, I do too.
Anyway, take care. Say hi to the family for me. And keep writing, mate. Keep going. You're up there with me. I think the lesson in life, I've just finished a different sort of book, a little short one. It's called Passion Has No Age. And, I've got one thing left on the bucket list I would love to do, and that is to see America, travel, but do speaking engagements while I was traveling. So I could see America.
Oh, that'd be
and
wonderful.
we paid for it at the same time. We'd help just to pay the airfares and everything else, accommodation. But no, I would love to do that because I've done a million things in my life. I've learned a lot from it. And I'm a great believer of, I meet a lot of people at our age group and say, oh, we're done, we're finished. And all. No, you're not. Life's just starting. From 50 up, you won't get a job. They don't even answer the 30-year-olds and the 25-year-olds. We got no hope of getting a corporate job because they see the age. What they don't see is the experience.
Right.
They don't see what we can do.
Right.
They don't see what we've done. Oh, too old.
Yeah.
And half of them don't want to pay holiday pay and don't want to pay all the perks and this and that. Don't hire them as a consultant. But they've got more knowledge and more experience in their little finger than what some of these dudes coming out of university, But then, Mark, would be fair, what are they supposed to do? They've studied for 4 and 6 years, 8 years, you can't get a job.
Yeah, thousands of dollars in debt.
And thousands of dollars in debt.
And working for Kohl's at $12 an hour.
I can't. I couldn't do that. I did all sorts of stuff. I dug graves. I drove tankers. You name it. I did it to survive. But I don't think I could do that because I don't think I would be so upset every day. It would be eating at me,
Oh, it would own you.
All that money I've spent, or my mum and dad had, or all the jobs I put myself through university, all of the stuff. I'm here flipping burgers, or I'm standing there doing what you just said. What's wrong with me? I mean, it must be hard to handle mentally. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
So anyway, we're talking about writing and books and reasons, and there'll always be books. I love to touch it, feel it, flip through it. You're the same, aren't you?
That's it. That's exactly what I told my daughter on a flight back. She was reading something out of a tablet, and I had Gone with the Wind, actually, and I was reading that. And she said, Dad, you can put not only that book, but lots of others in the tablet and just walk around. You're not having to carry the weight of that book. Right. I said, but you know what? There's nothing like a good book.
There you go. There you go.
Smell it. You can feel it. You can turn the page. You can easily go back and go forward. Grip a page and hold your spot if something comes along. So I said, no, nothing like a good book. So again, I'm old fashioned. I'm back in the 70s. So
well, yeah, on the right.
They all laugh at me. So and that's okay.
I used to, well, I enjoyed it because I'm from Melbourne originally, in my hometown in Australia, but I lived every bit of Australia in my radio and television years. I was fortunate to travel, but you had to travel to earn your stripes. You had to learn the game, and you had to get up where you could. You start in the bush. You had to literally play pool or tour with the jockeys had finished too at around about 12 a day.
Oh, yeah.
If you're doing breakfast anyway.
Yeah.
And that's how you ate, steak for a week.
Oh, yeah.
Or that's
Sounds
how you
good
ate.
now, doesn't it?
Good. Otherwise, you're on cheese and bloody cereal.
Yeah.
The money was
There.
pathetic. You only do it. I don't know why you did it, but until you can go through country, provincial, and then Cap City, you earn a little bit more, but nothing like America. They get money for not turning up here. It's unbelievable. But same for television. But you got to start all over again, and you got to work your way through it to Cap City. And only 1% make it, and I did. So I'm grateful for that. I thank the Lord every day for that. I don't thank Him for all the mistakes I made, though, and I wish I could go back. I wish I could go back, but
Don't we all?
that's what you tell. That's one thing I think growing up. I told my son, I said, look, no matter what they tell you, what you listen to, what you do, always remember one thing, you can never go back. So you can only learn from what you have done. Don't hold it against yourself for life, because I did, and it'll kill you. It'll eat you out.
Oh, it will.
You've made mistakes. We've all made mistakes.
Right.
Some worse than others. Some of you have had some rotten goes. People have treated us terribly unfairly. And scams, losing jobs that maybe didn't need to be lost, all sorts of things. But it's past, isn't it? It's gone.
It is.
Right? Learn from it
Just
and move on.
Just
That's
have to
all you
make
can do.
the future better and try to be kind and understanding and
We're
respectful.
going on here for an author show, but you know what? Writing is all about life.
It is. That's all I write about. That's what my author's notes at the end of the stories are all about. Is my life. I'm going to tell you, when you read my books, you're going to learn my life story. And I've been blessed, Mark. I live in a beautiful country. I've in a country of beautiful people. A hodgepodge of cultures and.
Well, it is. We're a melting pot too. I mean,
And
I've lived now in 14 years plus 6 Phoenix, this and that, around about 25 years all up in America.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I admired America so much. I was one of those Aussies. We used to go down and meet the sailors when they come in with all their big ships and aircraft carriers and what have you. And we'd take my buddy and I in our little car. They paid for the gas. They paid for the drinks.
Oh,
we
sure.
would take them to the nightclubs where the girls were.
Yeah. Nothing wrong.
And they were terrific. Australians are very friendly. We never locked our doors in those days.
Right.
We took them in. Everybody, we're great brothers of the Yanks. My argument is, having, had my lifetime as Vietnam and everything else, but a lot of Australian blood made us on the sands next to the Americans.
Exactly. Yeah.
We've been good buddies for
you've been a
years.
brother
We've
in
been in
arms.
every war. Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. So anyway, my friend, we're rambling on here, but I enjoy it. I'd love a show where it just goes for hours. Interesting topics.
I love it too, Mark, and I love you and appreciate all that you do. And you
You're most
stay
welcome,
busy.
my
I'm
friend.
looking forward to reading your book.
Yeah, I'm
For your
looking forward to it
trilogy.
as well. Yeah, being in Lexington and Kentucky, and I just love because it's going to involve a special horse, and it's going to involve a story around breeding and a love story. It's a contemporary love story. Okay. There's no killing in it, no swearing, no hot sex, none of that. Oh, I'm not buying the things. Mary, be nice. No, it's but it's a thriller too, from a point of view of through the eyes of the best stable in Kentucky, the best breeding in Kentucky, the best horses, and we travel the world. We go to the famous Lexington races, we do the famous races in England, and we end up at the Melbourne Cup.
Oh my gosh, that'll be
In
beautiful.
Australia.
I'm a horse person, so actually my
Figured
girls
that you'd
will
like
read
that.
that
And
too.
mate, I got to tell you, my country, one of the things is, and it's a race that stops the country for 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
While people are dressed up beautifully in top hats and the ladies' hats competitions and champagne, and even the brokes, even the pories, even the mugs get a chance of that. A day like a Melbourne Cup, the battlers, right?
Yeah, that's like
All the
Derby.
little Aussie battlers, and Everybody can go, but it doesn't matter whether, because in my travels around Australia through my career for many years, my mum was still alive and then in Australia, so I'd always bring her up on Cup Day and we'd have a little bet together, $5 each way, God love it. Sure. And my grandmother too, because it's the most honest race in the world, so they say, and you can get 33-1 on a horse, you can get 10-1, you can get top favorite, because the Kiwis come over, the horses out of Arabia come over, the French come over.
Sure.
It's like a FIFA World Cup, I'm telling you.
The king of sports.
The Yanks got a bloody, our famous horse that had the big heart that came over to America.
Secretariat.
Secretariat was on with that. It was, God, Mark, now you go and have a blank on it. Farlap. Farlap had a bigger heart than most horses, and they got him in the stables. Anyway, that's another story. I should write something on that. Fiction, non-fiction, e-books, anything you want. Good luck to you if you're writing, folks. And this is a gentleman that is an example of what you can do from nothing. He refused after his career, and he's working not to do what he wanted to do. Age had no, passion had no age in this case. So he wrote, and you can do the same. See you, Don. Be good.
You too, Mark.
And if you can't, you be careful, all right?
All right.
What a lovely fella. Don Campbell, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please do me a favor. It helps. If you're on YouTube and you're following, do what you got to do with the bell and press the follow button and the download and everything else you got to do, because the more you do that, the more we can grow. And the more we can grow, the more I might get a sponsor or two. And then I can do other things I'd love to do with the show. Because I get a lot of emails from people who ask for help and this and that. And sadly, you would think with this industry, it wouldn't be as bad as others with scams, but there are. Absolutely infiltrated this industry like you wouldn't know. And I feel for you terribly. I get stuff like people have written books, given them to publishers and bad publishers, or given them their manuscript or paid to have a manuscript done, ghostwriting, and all this jazz. They got nothing. They paid $200,000, got nothing, not even a smile. Then there's others. I could sit here all day and tell you about the scams in this industry. So be very careful, and I want to bring lawyers on and people who are in the game who can warn you and advise you in what you should do. Cover your tracks, right? Cover your ass, as we'd say in Aussie language, straight up with it, because it's too late when it's gone, and you've got to be very careful. Research. There are genuine publishers. There are genuine marketers, right? There are very honest people in the game. Don't get me wrong. But be careful who calls you out of the blue and, we're going to do this. We're going to make you that. We're going to do this. Just be very, very careful, okay? You don't need to give away hard-earned money. It's too hard, and the industry's tough enough as it is, but there are ways. So whatever we can do to help you, just yell out. Send me an email, mark@nlgb.info. Mark with a K. Mark at NLGB, short for nothing like a good book, .info. Not com, not org, .info. Okay, got to go. Thank you very much. And I hope you enjoyed today's show. Good luck. Don't forget, Don Campbell's only one. We have many, many. Every author I've ever done is on the sites, both the Mark Bishop Media site, but more so on the Nothing Like a Good Book site. Okay? And so are all the reviews, the genuine reviews, every one of them. All right? So you be kind to each other.